The night shattered with a blast that shook Cedar Hollow Apartments to its core. Flames erupted from a second-floor balcony, a furious orange beast clawing at the darkness. The stench of burning chemicals choked the air, sharp and unforgiving, as residents spilled into the parking lot, faces pale with dread. Elena Marquez stood among them, her bare feet cold against the asphalt, her heart hammering as she watched the fire devour what had been a neighbor's home. Sirens screamed in the distance, too slow to quell the panic, and in that moment, Cedar Hollow felt like a fragile shell teetering on collapse. Elena's eyes stung as she scanned the crowd, neighbors clutching blankets, whispering accusations. "Those paints," someone muttered. "The rules." Her gaze flicked to the blazing balcony, now a skeleton of twisted metal. Just last week, at a tense community meeting, the Homeowners Association, led by the Steely VY in Caldwell, had reaffirmed their edict. No personal items on balconies, not even fire extinguishers, all for aesthetic unity. Elena had stayed silent then, but now, with embers drifting like vengeful sparks, regret burned hotter than the fire itself. At 46, Elena had left the city's chaos for Cedar Hollow's promise of peace. The complex, framed by pines and neat lawns, had seemed a refuge when she moved in a year ago. She'd heard rumors of a controlling HOA but shrugged them off. How bad could it be? Yet, the truth emerged quickly. VY's HOA was a machine of rigid rules, dictating everything from curtain shades to doorstep plants. Flower pots were banned for cluttering. Holiday decorations were confined to December. And then came the rule that haunted Elena: now no fire extinguishers could sully the balcony's pristine look. She'd challenged VY once, catching her after a meeting. "Extinguishers save lives," Elena had said, her voice calm but firm. VY's eyes had flashed. "They're unsightly and could void insurance if misused. File a request if you disagree." She'd walked away, Leah VYing Elena with a gnawing unease. Now, as the fire raged, that unease became fury. She spotted Mrs. Clara Hensley, an elderly neighbor with asthma, coughing against a lamppost. Elena rushed over, guiding her to safety. "Breathe slowly, Clara," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos. Clara's eyes shimmered. "That poor boy's place. Gone so fast," she wheezed. Elena's stomach twisted. The boy was Javi Ruiz, a painter who stored his supply as thinners, rags in a balcony cabinet. She'd warned him weeks ago to move them, but he'd cited no space, no money. "I'll be careful," he'd said. Not careful enough. Fire trucks roared in, hoses unfurling, but the flames had already spread. Elena helped Clara stay clear, her mind racing. But Fear escaped. Why the HOA valued looks over lives. As rain fell, too late to help, Elena vowed answers. Cedar Hollow would change, or she'd tear it down trying. 2 days later, the community center thrummed with anger. The HOA's emergency meeting packed every chair, residents lining the walls. Elena sat up front, notebook ready, her pen a quiet weapon. VYN, in a crisp blazer, sat with 3 board members, her face a mask of control, though her hands betrayed a slight shake as she tapped the microphone. "Order," she said sharply, the mic squealing. "We're here to discuss the incident. The HOA offers its sympathies." Her words rang empty. VY had served VY Ved, but his apartment was ash, along with his art. A neighboring unit was damaged, a cat lost to smoke. The crowd stirred, restless. VY pressed on. "Some claim our balcony policy worsened the fire. It was made with care per our insurers, ad VYC. Elena stood, her voice cutting through. "Claims, VY. We watched VY's home burn because no one had an extinguisher nearby. That's reality, not spread," murmurs rising. VY's gaze hardened. "MS. Marquez, respect the process." Comments come later, but others joined in. Marcus Tate, a retired mechanic, growled, "These rules are insane. Extinguisher arrêté de corter survival." Priya Sharma, a nurse, waved a photo. I had one on my balcony until your fine scared me. It could have helped. Vivian's mask slipped. The policy protects us. Misused extinguishers could raise liability. Our alarms and sprinklers meet codes. Codes! Clara's frail voice rose, trembling but fierce, as she leaned on her cane. The sprinklers barely worked. Flames were everywhere before they started. Silence fell, heavy with truth. Rumors of outdated systems were no secret, but Clara's words hit hard. Elena seized the chance. We're not asking for chaos, Vivian. Lift the ban. Let us protect ourselves. Cheers erupted. Vivian's face tightened. We'll re-VYEW it. Submit concerns in writing 5 days. Her voice wavered, betraying strain. 5 days. Marcus scoffed. We're VYing in a trap. The meeting spiraled into shouts, Vivian struggling for control. As residents left, Elena caught Priya, Marcus, and Tessing Nguyen, a sharp-eyed lawyer new to Cedar Hollow. They nodded, united. This wasn't over. Outside, rain drizzled. They huddled by the mailboxes. We need a petition, Tessa said, voice low, fierce. EVY Denke, maybe media. Vivian's rattled she knows they're vulnerable. Marcus grinned darkly. Let's make noise. Priya nodded. I'll get hospital stories fire, injuries hit hard. Elena felt a spark. We start tonight. Shiknichish, door to door. They'll listen, or we'll shout louder. Glancing at the charred east wing, its balcony's blackened scars, she knew the stakes. Cedar Hollow was their home. They'd fight for it. The next week buzzed with action. Elena, Priya, and Tessa canvassed doors, their petition swelling. Some hesitated, fearing Vivian's wrath fines were her weapon. But the fire had shifted the tide. People were scared, angry, done with control. Crashing with a friend, signed shakily. I should have listened, he told Elena, eyes hollow. Those rags. I didn't know. She shook her head. It's not just you. The rules failed us. Tessa unearthed reports. The sprinklers were outdated, overdue for replacement. Marcus snapped photos of frayed common area wiring, building their case. They met nightly in Elena's apartment, papers strewn across her table, plotting. The HOA sent warning letters, accusing them of misinformation, but it fueled their fire. One night, Leo Carter, a quiet chemistry teacher, joined them. I kept an extinguisher, he admitted. Against the rules. Tried using it on Vyo's fire, but it was too big. Chemical blazes are VY size. His words stunned them. Others confessed hiding extinguishers, a silent rebellion too little, too late. Leo explained how thinners could ignite heat, bad ventilation, a spark. Vy's setup was a bomb, he said. No extinguishers nearby? No chance. Elena scribbled notes. They'd use this, prove the ban wasn't just dumb, it was dangerous. Their break came when Priya's nurse friend tipped off Mia Torres, a local reporter. Mia arrived with a camera, interviewing them against the East Wing's ruins. The HOA banned extinguishers for looks, Elena said, voice firm. It cost us dearly. Marcus added, old wires, weak sprinklers re-exposed. The story aired, igniting outrage. The Cedar Hollow fires trended. Donations poured in for displaced residents. Inspectors swarmed, citing violations. Vivian's board issued a weak promise to re-VYEW policies, but pressure grew. Lawsuits loomed. Then, another fire struck. It was a sticky Tuesday night, the air thick. Elena was sketching when a crack split the quiet, followed by screams. She ran to her window flames on a first-floor balcony, smaller but fierce. Smoke stung her nose. Dialing 911, she bolted out barefoot. The hallway choked with haze, neighbors stumbling. She found Clara, wheezing, confused. With me, Elena urged, guiding her down. A boom shook the walls as fire hit the roof. Sprinklers dribbled, useless against the blaze. Outside, chaos reigned. Elena got Clara to a paramedic, then searched for her allies. Leo emerged, soot-streaked. Storage closet, he gasped. Old solvents, maybe. Priya appeared, tending neighbors. Marcus cursed. Same Storino tools, no shot. Firefighters contained it, but 3 units were ruined. The building evacuated again. News vans rolled in, Mia, Torres among them. Vi Wine arrived, pale, dodging questions. Elena caught her glance. Fear flickered there. Good. The aftermath broke Cedar Hollow open. Inspectors condemned swaths of the complex old wiring, corroded pipes. The HOA, battered by lawsuits and scorn, lifted the balcony ban, but trust was gone. Vi Wine quit, her board collapsing. Some residents left, like Javi unable to stay. Others, like Elena, fought on. She ran for the board with Tessa, Marcus, and Leo, winning easily. They pushed upgrades, new sprinklers, rewired systems, safety classes. Elena led a memorial for lost pets, a quiet healing. One evening, on her balcony with a new extinguisher mounted proudly, Elena surveyed Cedar Hollow. Scaffolding climbed the walls, a sign of rebirth. Scars lingered, but so did the people united awake. She thought of the fires, the battles, the cost. They'd learned hard. Safety wasn't negotiable, and community wasn't rule-set was the spark keeping them alive. Clara, in a new unit, caught her one day, eyes bright. "You didn't quit," she said. Elena smiled, remembering flames that could have been stopped. "We're awake now," she said. "No going back." If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.